Everything from clothing to household items are getting more expensive each day. The world of fast fashion has complicated clothing production by shipping cheap parts around the world to whoever can sew them the cheapest. And now you, the consumer, are paying the price with rising costs. American Giant is about keeping things simple and close to home. They aren't affected by tariffs because their products never leave the U.S. Skip the tariff and snag yourself American-made clothing with American Giant. Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code STAPLE20 at American-Giant.com. That's 20% off when you use code STAPLE20 at American-Giant.com. Support American-made tariff-free clothing with American Giant. They aren't affected by tariffs because their clothing products never left the U.S. Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code STAPLE20 at American-Giant.com.
Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
If you love entertainment, current events, and Hollywood, don't miss Creator to Creators, hosted by the filmmaker Mio Shabin, known for the Shudder hit documentary Horror Noir and the acclaimed film Anatomy of an Anti-Hero, Redemption. This show features interviews with filmmakers and creatives from around the globe. Join the fun with guest celebrities and gain valuable insights. Subscribe now and follow Creator to Creators.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Creators to Creators today. Today we have a special guest.
Hello everyone, this is ECHASL from China.
Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to talk to you. I've been on this really cool kick lately of women, and I've been interviewing women who are bosses and just doing the things what they're doing, and I love it. I love it. And when I saw your read your bio, I was just like, wow, very, very cool. So tell me a little bit about, I love going back to the beginning. I always say the beginning charts our trajectory in life, our little habits that we pick up along the way, follow us into our adulthood. What was your childhood like? And have you, when did you start to get interested in music?
Well, actually, I feel like I didn't have a choice. Since I was born, or actually when I wasn't even born yet, my mom just listened to a bunch of different music when she was pregnant. And then she got me into this music theory class for babies when I was 2-year-old.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I just started my music journey since then. I learned piano when I was 4, and then oboe when I was 9. And I've been growing up in the choir, orchestra. And I wrote my very first song when I was 11. And that's how I decided to, I want to be maybe a singer-songwriter.
That's beautiful. What did you so you grew up in it? It was just something that was you were going to do. Were there any inspirations as far as music wise as you're growing up that you're I like this kind of music?
There's actually a pretty big shift between the music I listened before and after college. So before, I was really inspired and influenced by Adele.
Oh yeah.
Writing a lot of ballads, trying to sound like a big a vocalist. But now I just started listening to a bunch of alternative music, different voices.
I love that. I love that. So tell me a little bit about this new song, your debut song, I Know You Know. I love it says East meets West in musical beauty. Tell me a little bit about the process of that and what inspired it.
Okay, this song is more of a protest song, like all my songs. It's against all type of discrimination. There's racism, sexism, any type of them. And because as a person, as a girl, grew up in China, and
Hmm.
then I just came to the US for high school. So I've been staying in high school, the US for 8 years now. So like
Nice.
this culture blending of me, I decided to put it into my music, and I'm using a lot of like traditional Chinese elements in it.
Nice.
Um, and this song, it was inspired by a real historical story, actually.
Hmm.
It's about this girl called Mei Afeng, and she was the first person who ever landed in the United States in record.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
but she was tricked. She was sold to the circus, and then she was more like the other animals,
Oh,
people
no.
at that time, not a lot of people have seen, pe girls like anyone with yellow skin. So a lot of them were willing to pay 10 cents for as a ticket to just see this girl. She was titled as the Chinese lady or the Chinese princess, which is not true. Um, but yeah, she was just trapped in the circus, and nobody knows what happened to her at the end.
Oh my
And
gosh.
yeah, this is really sad, but I think a lot of similar things are happening, and still like now in the
Mm.
world. And I'm really sad about this. And as a woman, I want to, just kind of speak up in my way, which is music. So I just wrote this song. And this song, the melody, I was at a rehearsal. We were rehearsing other songs with my producer,
Hmm.
and we were on a break. And I was like, oh, let me just like, jam a little bit, play around like random stuff. And this melody, the verse in the verse just came out.
Mm.
And my producer was like, oh my God, like write this down right now, like record this. I need this right now.
Love
And
that.
how this song started.
That's beautiful. And I love that you're talking about like real things like that. Um, and like I love what you said is that you're using your voice through to shed a light on these things. And I think that's so important. Um, do you feel like artists and or creatives have a responsibility?
Definitely. Because we are more, seen out in public, and a lot of like the fans. I don't have much fans now, but I do have some of them, and they're in like young age, and
Mhm.
especially girls in young age. They're really to be influenced, and they can be changed depends on what they're experiencing, the people they're interacting, and as kind of like their little idol, I feel like it is my responsibility to, make sure that I'm expressing the right thing or positive things to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, can you elaborate a little bit on the significance of combining Western and Eastern musical elements in your song? And like, what were some challenges did you face in making them work together?
Sure. I want to pull out this little story. It's not too long, but
Oh, please.
this is what inspired me to like decide to put in traditional elements into my music. So I was at this traditional physical therapy, and I was talking to this therapist, and we just had a conversation about the five elements, which is gold, wood, water, fire, and earth.
Hmm.
And these elements, they're related to a lot of different things in different field, like the math field and music. So then med, it refers to the human internal organs, like your heart, your spleen, your kidneys,
Hmm.
your lungs, and which is like really cool. And they are parallel to the pentatonic scale we have, the do, re, mi, sol, la.
Yeah.
And this, which means it's a bit weird and magical, but like if you write a song with a lot of dough in it,
Hmm.
you will feel really calm and peace with your heart. Like dough refers to your heart.
Nice.
And and the ray refers your lungs. So it's like I don't know if it's like real, but whatever. It's like what we talked about, and I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. And then I started to think like, oh, I have so many like different culture and cool things that I can share. Why don't I put them in my music? So
Mm,
then I started to do this. And in the song I Know You Know, um, I talked to my producer and we've decided to use a lack of instrumentation. Like I
mm,
want the the simplest thing, but I want it to be the biggest. And so we just have double bass, which is a Western string instrument, and
nice,
then a Chinese ancient string instrument called guqin.
nice.
These combine each other, they create a really cool chemicals. And then the drum and vocal. That's it.
I love that. I love that. That's amazing. Um,
Yeah.
I love that, it makes you feel certain things. Like that's so cool, like the water and fire element and all that. I just think that's really awesome. Um,
Mm.
so I love asking this question, and there is no wrong answer. Um, the three levels of influence: money, power, and respect. And if you could choose only one of those things, which one would you choose and why?
Ooh, I want them all.
I like that answer.
Oh, sorry, money and power and what?
Respect.
Oh, definitely respect.
Mm, why?
I'm the type of I would say an angry introvert. I'm a really easy person in day life, but my music, they're sharp and edgy. I put all these things into my music because like the things I wouldn't say through my mouth, in language. And I definitely want respect.
Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
Ever get the feeling you're being watched online? It's data brokers. They collect your personal info, your browsing habits, where you live, and who you're related to, and then sell it to the highest bidder. Aura helps stop that. Aura automatically removes your personal info from data broker sites and keeps it off. It also monitors the dark web, protects your devices, alerts you to real-time threats, and more. Start your free trial at aura.com/listen. That's AURA.com/listen for your free trial.
Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
Especially as a an international student in school in the US and also as a woman, because we have been treated differently. I have to
Mm,
say this, and I think this is the thing that I need the most. And once I have respect, people respect my music or my work, I think I will get opportunities. And
yeah.
then eventually, money, power. But like, if you only have money or power, I mean, for me, it doesn't work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that. That's a great answer. Um, you know, I love that you're talking about really important social issues like racism and sexism. Do you feel like in the music world and from what you've seen and like what you've experienced in create like as an artist, do you feel like things are changing for the better when it comes to music for like women being represented in the music world?
Um, it's 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 like I have different understanding on this. Like I feel like it's getting better, but really, really slowly. But it is getting better. But at the same time, I feel sad because, the reason why there's so many independent female artists,
Hmm.
standing out and speaking for the minorities. They're doing great job. They're like brave. Um, but I see them trying so hard. We are trying so hard.
Yeah,
Is just because of the fact that we are still the minorities.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you feel like the way for things to change is that, I was talking to someone about, creating like women supporting women and women who, that this the whole thing with the Me Too movement and all that, and all these women protesting and standing up. And then you see you see that nothing actually kind of changed. It kind of we went back and continued on doing the same thing. And so I think, well, do you agree with this? Do you think that women should hire more women in positions so that it can kind of make the environment a little less, sexist, you know what I mean? And versus like we don't get the catcalling or, you know, on productions. And I'm not saying it to like say that, all men are, like this, but to so that we can feel more safe in these positions.
Yes, I think I absolutely agree. But like I am definitely against any type of discrimination. So I'm not like,
Sure.
oh, I hate men.
Sure.
Like it's like, but like I just want everyone to be treated the same, even
Mm,
though it's probably impossible, at least when I'm alive. But this is what I've been trying, and I will keep trying doing this.
absolutely. Um, how do you like so have you ever has there been moments in your career where you've kind of, you know, felt like, man, this is really tough. I mean, obviously every creative I think has moments of, you know, the just things are just not coming. You don't feel creative, you don't know, what to do. Has there been any moments where you've doubted the process and wanted to quit?
Um, I didn't have the thought of quitting,
Okay.
but I was really upset. I would say the world is never fair, and a lot of people are taking shortcuts. And for example, I booked a gig at this venue, and um, just like I booked it 2 months ago, in advance,
Hmm.
but 2 weeks before the date, they told me that they had to cancel my performance.
Mm.
And saying that there's just a lot of things going on. They have my me conflicting with another band or whatever. But I found out the truth is just because the other band is famous, they got
Oh,
fame.
wow.
Yeah, and this is live, this is reality. I mean, it's cruel, but like I'm just really upset about this. And also I've noticed that there are a lot of no offense, but people not as talented. I mean,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
no, no, let's not put it this way. Let's not put it this way. It's more like you can be slower than other people, but you don't respect your career. There are
Mhm.
artists who they don't respect what they're doing, and they're not sincere. They don't care about their audience. And these
Mhm.
people, but they get really good opportunities um just for some reason. And like I'm just mad at this, but I can't be, so
And I know what you mean. It's kind of like you wonder like is there a club they're in? Is there something that I don't know that exists for this to actually keep like to happen? Because it's like, you think about, I think it was Prince, on an interview. God, it was like so long ago, and he was talking about how, you know, true artistry, when you're really dedicated to the craft of what you're doing, he's like, it seems like it takes forever. And then it seems like people that just, you know, maybe not take it as seriously, they just kind of soar. And it's like they're winning all the awards, and you're thinking, wait a minute, this does people not hear the quality that I'm putting into the music, the artistry, the, you know, like just it, like so. And I think what he said is that music's changed as far as like how people consume music, how people consume things. It's everything is so fast, right? Because it's weird. You know, now we have AI, everything's online. So people consume, it's like a hit kit today can be, you know, someone could come and make a song in their basement, and that could be a hit on the Billboard charts like tomorrow. And it's just so fast. Um, how do you adapt as an artist to that pace of music? Because I mean, I love AI. I'm very glad that it's here, but there are people that hate it as well, which I understand that side too. Um, but it also helps as far as like the independent artists kind of work, you know, and have like almost like have like a 10-person group. Like it's AI, but opposed to hiring a bunch of people that are in your pockets, and you're not really getting what you're worth. So it's like a, I don't know, it's a kind of like a win-lose situation. I don't know. It's or there's pros and cons to it, I guess.
Um, I would say like I love it, but as a tool, like it's a tool for human, but it's not taking over anything. But I'm not that worried about this because music, it's not like, we're, typing things on the computer. Music, it's more about spiritual and emotional stuff, which AI is not gonna be able to, express that. Um, and I would say using it as a tool, maybe, finding good or cool sounds may work. But if I mean nobody want to see a show just with a bunch of computer playing music, right? They want to
Right.
see a human. They want to see people playing instruments. So
Yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely. Um, so do you feel like you know, like as far as like as a female in this industry, um, that like you said earlier, the music world provides a space for women voices, which is great. I mean, we have come a long way in that retrospect for sure. I mean, you have um, you know, a lot of groups like what is the group? Lisa from Blackpink, you know, she's went solo, and
mm,
a lot of different women that are going solo. And I think, you know, when I look at Lisa, I'm like, wow, you know, she's doing really great. She just had a new song with Doja, and you know, Kat, and it seems like, wow, you know, women can go solo and do and make wave like male artistry. Um, um, do you feel like, I mean, we see women doing it. Do you feel like it's better to go. Now, here's the thing. There's independent and then there's mainstream or the labels. How do you feel about, because you know, some artists say, well, I'll stay independent. I love it independent. I have more freedom. But the flip side of that is that mainstream, it's like I get more listeners. I have more people helping me push my music more. I don't have to do all the work. How do you feel about independent versus mainstream? Or do you feel like, you know, because there's artists that stayed independent, like Chance the Rapper, and you know, he's doing really great.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, there's definitely pros and cons about like this. Um, Independent artists, we have a lot of like space. Like we do what we do, and nobody like if you don't care people what they say, they're judging their judgment. You're just so free. But also I feel like if you don't have a team, like a bigger team, then
mhm.
you're gonna be just right there, you know. You're not gonna be like Lisa, like them, like Taylor. Yeah. Like maybe you have a great live, you know, you definitely have enough money and fans, but if you want to be even bigger than that, like a star,
Mm-hmm.
like a real star, maybe you need a bigger team.
Hmm.
And I'm never like oh, I'm an independent artist, you know, and I don't like those label people. I don't have thoughts like this. I
Yeah,
just think in different state, in different like like when you get to some point, you will change your mind and make new decisions, you know.
true.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to young women who aspire to break into the music industry, particularly in the genre like yours that blends
Ooh.
multiple cultural influences?
Um, Definitely be sincere and stay authentic. Because a lot of people, especially young artists, they're actually not very certain and determined what they want to do. So they're always like shifting between genres. Maybe like today, oh, I want to be like R&B, but like I feel like um country, it's isn't the trend is back. So I want to pull in like country elements into it.
Nice.
Don't do that, girls or guys. Like what you think represent you, just stay there. There might be time, you know, R&B is not a trend anymore, but it will come back at some point. M Music, fashion, they're all like this, you know, the old fashioned, they come back and then yeah, and because if you're not sure what you're doing, then your work, your music, it's gonna sound like nothing.
Yeah, very true. Very
Yeah.
true. That's good. If you could collaborate with any artist, living or dead, who would it be and why?
Um, like, wait, are you saying like artists now or
Now or the ones that passed on, if you could.
okay? Um, I do. I really love Aurora and also Carol
Ah,
Check. I feel like we're at, you know, similar plays. You know, we have a lot of weird and cool vocal lines in our songs, and we have um especially Aurora, she's using her cultural things, like
mhm.
her traditional music elements. And so that's why, yeah, that
I
would be
love
great.
that. I love that. Do you have any pre-show rituals or like lucky charms you always keep in your with you like before you're performing?
Um,
Things that you do before you go on stage to perform.
I just, you know, take a break, 5 seconds. I just do like a super mini short meditation. I imagine myself, like if I'm opening the show with this, with I know you know, for example, I will just pause right there and imagine I'm the character in this song. Because
Love
I take musical theater minor when I was
this.
in school, and so like each of my song, I turn them into a really short musical. And this is why I perform in a kind of dramatic way as well. But I will be the character in that scene before I
Mm,
sing each of my songs.
I love that. That's cool. That's really cool. Well, staying on that path, I like that. And here's from a filmmaker question. If if your music had a theme song for a movie,
Ooh.
what genre would it be? And what would the movie be about?
I actually have thought about this already.
I love this.
Um, well, I'm my very first album is coming out, and they're 11 songs in it. And each of these songs are a short story of a female victim and like what happened to her.
Wow.
Um, so these stories can be turned into, 11 scenes, different scenes, but they all are talking about female victims. So I would say if any director is gonna film like a, feminine film about, revealing the darkness of humanity and what girls are struggling even 300, like 100,000 years before and until now today, this album would definitely be a great choice.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's amazing. I love that concept of oh, that's interesting. That's so up my alley of like uh that sounds dark, but like I would so totally be into that, like victims, because I mean, and that's real. That's real life, you know? So, oh,
I even have songs about like, I had a trip in Salem and then that inspired me. So I wrote a song about witches and relating
ooh,
to the women now and also parent control, and those Asian countries and a lot of different things. So
that's
yeah.
awesome. I love that. I'm excited for it. Um, what's one thing that you think people would be surprised about to learn about you that they don't know, like your fans?
Like about me as a person or about my music.
You as a person.
Um, I would say my personality is really, really different than how I look.
I love that.
Yeah. So usually like all my friends, they're like, "Oh, Chazel, the first time I saw you, I'd never like imagined we would be friends." Um, yeah, I look like, a really angry, I wouldn't say angry, but like uh a really extreme person.
I think
No.
you look cool. I think you look cool.
Thank you. Thank you. Actually, I am just super easy to talk to. I struggle with a lot of, I think a lot. Like I'm just afraid like I would offend anyone. So
Oh, wait, are you a Virgo?
no, I'm a
Oh.
Cancer.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh, that's so sweet. I love that. I love cancers. I love cancers. Awesome. It's really cool. Um,
Yours,
huh?
what's yours thing?
I am drum roll. I'm an Aries.
Ooh, okay.
Well, you're not feeling
Hello.
that way. Was it not? I was not giving the vibe.
No, no, no. I have a lot of Aries friends.
Oh,
We get
good.
along.
Nice. I love that you love us. Thank you. We get a bad rep out here. People think we're like really mean, but I feel like it's very we're very just direct people when it comes to,
Yeah,
especially when it comes to work. That's how we get things done.
right.
But we're nice people. We are.
I believe that.
Thank you. Thank you. Um, really quick, what's one of the for you the best piece of advice you've ever received about being an artist and who gave it to you?
Hmm. Um, I would say it's I'm from Berkeley and it's an alumni and that was before I got into Berkeley. I just happened to know her and then she's like, "Girl, before you actually get into the school, maybe you should think about are you really taking music that seriously? Like, are you like imagine yourself doing this for your entire life?
Mm,
Only one thing that you're doing. You're not like, oh, I love music. I love singing. I just want to get into
mhm.
the school. And then after I graduate, I just go home and do other things. She's like, also a little upset about a lot of artists who's not taking this seriously enough. And especially in China or some other Asian countries. I don't know, but a lot of parents they consider, art and music like this path is not as serious as the other, lawyer,
Mm.
doctor,
Mhm.
teacher. And I think it's because a lot of artists are like this, because not a lot of
Mhm.
people are taking this, like respecting this career. That's
True.
why those parents and stereotype thoughts. So I think that really got me thinking about, oh, I love music, but how much do I love it? And then I got my
Absolutely.
answer, like, I will die with music.
I love that. I love that.
Carry it into my closet.
Yeah, no, listen, I love that. I think it's so important. And I think people don't respect it at first because when you don't, because as every artist, I've had the same thing. People love to see results. They're like, oh, well, you're not this person. You're not a, I don't know, I don't know, Beyonce. It's like, who cares? I am
Yeah.
actually doing it. I actively do. So I feel like as long as we have that mindset and people look at it that way, it's like, oh, you have to make this. No, if you wake up every day and you're doing something towards that, that's what you are. That's what you do. You are what you do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And no, and you're doing amazing work. Amazing work. Thank you so much for seriously coming on. It was a pleasure talking to you about your journey and just your perspective. I really enjoyed it. Um, where can people find you on social media to follow everything you have going on?
I'm on all the platforms the same under the same name. It's ECHASL, ECHASL, XEXE.
Love that. Love that. Love it. Also, um, really quickly, I was gonna say, do you have like a way to like? Because I love closing out the show, but do you have like a saying that like one of your favorite quotes, and then we'll end it?
Sorry, quotes from where?
Like a quote, like a favorite quote or a word, like a saying that gives you positive feeling.
Oh, well, I have to, if you don't
Ooh,
ask,
yes,
I have to
please.
mention my stage name, ECHASL. It's an acronym for the a bit of a cliche, but every cloud has a silver lining. And this line is really special to me, and it's an encouragement I want to bring out to all my audience. So yeah.
Yay. I love that. Thank you again. It was a pleasure. And thank you all for listening. And always remember to live, love, laugh. We'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.